tune it in the sun. This is TFM. Get ready to rock. From AM to PM. Come on. Let's talk.
TFM 95.4.
Let's talk.
Live on TFM and the TFM Facebook page. This is the live feed of TTV. Let's talk.
Hello and welcome to Outline. These are the top headlines from our newsroom today. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq is the right choice, says Syed Assad. Job listing service on Ministry of Labour's website aid job seekers in the country. The average Omani family spends 9 Omani riyals a month on health. Aussie state sees restrictions eased ahead of Christmas. Indian Prime Minister says climate change must be fought in integrated and holistic way. Oman chess team beats French team recently. Liverpool set new club record with victory over Leicester City. These were the top headlines for the day. In addition to that, we'll be having His Excellency KK Ahsan Wagan, who's the Ambassador of Pakistan to the Sultanate, joining in for the show today, who will be talking about expats who are exempted from work-related fines before the end of this year. In addition to that, let's see how the weather condition looks in the country in our weather update.
I'm Antara Bose with your daily dose of weather, and we're outside the TFM studio in Al Quair. Yesterday, we spoke about the first weather forecasting service. And talking about first, the former HMS Beagle captain ran the first meteorological service in the world. He also initiated the everyday tradition of printing weather forecasts in the newspapers. That was as early as 1860, and here we are today. Now let's step inside the studio and we'll talk a little bit more about weather. According to the latest weather forecast by Oman Meteorology and Public Authority for Civil Aviation, there will be poor visibility during rain and fog. Apart from this, skies will be clear to partly cloudy over the Musandam Governorate and also along the Oman Sea coast. There is also possibility of isolated rain over these areas. The rest of the Sultanate will see clear skies with relative reduction in temperatures. There are also chances of late night to early morning low-level clouds or fog patches over parts of Dahira, Buremi and Al-Wusta. With that, let's take a look at what the weather will be like throughout the Sultanate. There is a possibility of showers in Muscat, while temperatures will remain between 27 degrees Celsius to 23 degrees Celsius. Musandam will be partially cloudy with temperatures between 26 and 20 degrees Celsius. North Al-Batana will be partially cloudy with temperatures between 29 and 20 degrees Celsius, while South Al-Batana will be sunny with temperatures between 26 and 19 degrees Celsius. Al-Buremi will be partially cloudy with temperatures between 25 and 16 degrees Celsius. Al-Dahira will be sunny with temperatures between 25 and 17 degrees Celsius. Al-Dakhliya will be sunny with temperatures between 27 and 17 degrees Celsius. North Al-Sharqiya will be sunny with temperatures between 29 and 18 degrees Celsius, while South Al-Sharqiya will be partially cloudy with temperatures between 29 and 21 degrees Celsius. Al-Wusta will also be partially cloudy with temperatures between 30 and 20 degrees Celsius, while Dhofar will be sunny with temperatures between 27 and 21 degrees Celsius.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Outline. Now, before we get into the details of the local stories for the day, let's see how the COVID situation looks like in the country. The Ministry of Health today announced the registration of 5 new death cases due to coronavirus in the country. This has taken the total death cases in the country to 1,391. The Ministry of Health officials has also extended their deepest condolences to the families of the deceased. In addition to that, the Ministry of Health officials also announced the registration of 223 new coronavirus cases in Oman today. The total cases in the country have now touched 122,579, including 113,856 recoveries and 1,391 deaths, according to the officials. In the past 24 hours, 279 recoveries were also reported. The ministry urged everyone to adhere to social distancing instructions issued by the Supreme Committee and the Ministry of Health. Now from a local desk. His Highness Sayyid Asad bin Tariq Al Said, the Deputy Prime Minister for International Relations and Cooperation Affairs and the personal representative of His Majesty the Sultan, has paid tributes to the legacy of the late His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Said in shaping Oman and expressed confidence in the abilities of His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq to lead the country forward. Speaking on the 50th anniversary of the country's National Day and hailing the spirit of national unity and solidarity among people in Oman, Sayyid Asad said, "We have undergone several stages of development, but all of them have left their clear marks on Oman. It is not we who praise ourselves, but the world that praises us. The anniversary of our glorious National Day will always remain a turning point in the history of modern Oman," he said, speaking to Al-Shabiba, the sister publication of the Times of Oman. He continued saying that a single meeting is not enough to share the achievements of the late His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Said over the past 50 years. We have been given many gifts, including good nature and decent manners, which helped in educating everyone. To ensure the needs of the country and its citizens are being met, Sayyid Asad said His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq encouraged his ministers and employees to not just interact with each other during the meetings of the Council of Ministers, but to also hold dialogues with people and listen to their aspirations. Shedding light on the country's economic progress, Sayyid Asad highlighted the increasing number of Omanis running their own businesses. He said that as the late His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Said said during a meeting of the Council of Oman, there is no government worldwide that acts as the only employer of its people. Therefore, companies should provide more support to the government than they are currently doing. The job listing on the ministry's website has enabled job seekers to view and apply for various positions in public and private sectors, the Ministry of Labour has announced. The Ministry of Labour said the ministry affirms that the Job Opportunity Service through the website will enable job seekers to see and run for work opportunities available in the public and private sectors. The service also allows job seekers to continuously review opportunities without the need to wait for job advertisements. Job opportunities will be displayed automatically through the service on the ministry's website after approval by the ministry's employees. A job seeker can review them on a daily basis and register for them. The service will enable the job seeker to register in 3 job opportunities through the civil card or the SIM card, enhanced with the PKI electronic certification feature, where the seeker can, after logging into the site through his card or the electronic certified phone chip, to review the details of the available job opportunities through the search engine and choose the appropriate work, then press the submit button and attach a CV if required, then send the application. The seeker will not be able to apply for other job opportunities unless he is excluded from one of the 3 opportunities in which he has registered by the company, or if he withdraws from it to register for another job. An Omani family spent 9 Omani riyals on an average every month on Medicare during 2018 to 2019, according to the Health Statistics Bulletin for the period released recently by the National Center for Statistics and Information, known as NCSI. The bulletin also pointed out that the health sector accounted for 5.7% of total government spending and contributed 2.9% to the GDP, which amounted to 843.5 million Omani riyals. In all, there were 1,610 healthcare institutions in the Sultanate, of which 58% or 937 were private clinics. There were 83 public hospitals and 590 health complexes and centers, the bulletin said. Titled A Pioneering Health System with International Standards, the bulletin also showed that the percentage of hospital beds against the country's population had registered a fall and at the end of 2019 stood at 15 beds per 10,000 inhabitants compared to 15.6 beds per 10,000 inhabitants in 2015. The Health Statistics Bulletin showed that the total number of medical cadres in the public and private sectors in the Sultanate, including doctors, dentists, nurses, and pharmacists, by the end of 2019 reached 34,062, with about 9,602 out of them being doctors. There were 7,045 doctors in the government sector and 2,557 doctors in the private sector. It's time for a quick commercial break, but stay tuned as we'll be having our special guest joining us today, who is His Excellency KK Ahsan Wagan, the Ambassador of Pakistan to the Sultanate, who'll be talking about how expats are exempted from work permit-related fines by the end of this year.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Outline. Now, last week, it was announced by the Ministry of Labour that expats living and working in the Sultanate who are planning to leave for good were exempted from paying all work-related fines. The ministry also said that it will be provided on the condition that the expats are leaving the Sultanate for good between the period of November 15 to December 31st, 2020. The ministry also pointed out that the expats are not excused from paying the fines subjected to Royal Oman Police and other authorities of the Supreme Committee to deal with coronavirus. And talking on these lines, I have a very special guest joining today. Let's welcome His Excellency KK Ahsan Wagan, who's the Ambassador of Pakistan to the Sultanate. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for joining us today.
Thank you, TTV, for having me over to say a few comments about the general amnesty announced by the government of Oman.
So, Your Excellency, we know that the rule came in on November 15th and it's going to continue until December 31st. Now, in this regards, how many Pakistan nationals living in the Sultanate have applied for it?
At the outset, let me offer my deep appreciation and gratitude to the government of Oman for announcing this general amnesty. I'm sure this amnesty is going to benefit a large number of workers who have been stayed in Oman and were not able to renew their visas and will be subjected to the fines and other fees. So this will be a great relief to the workers, and expect really help this decision by announced by the government of Oman. Coming this on 10th of November 2020, government of Oman announced that general amnesty will be accorded to the expat workers. On 11th November 2020, I made an announcement through press release in our Urdu language about verifying and indicating various steps to register and complete the documentation and leave the country. I know some of our country residents have a difficulty in registration. So subsequently, I issued a step-wise registration process so that the workers can follow these steps and register themselves on the Ministry of Labor and Manpower website. In order to help out my community in various parts of the country, I have also composed the councillor teams to visit different cities. My team has already visited Nizwa on 19th. My another team is going to Bremi on 25 to 28th November. From 27 to 29th, they will be in Salala, and 27th November, they will be in Sohar. So this was the general information which we did from the mission to help out our community. Since the start of registration of Pakistani nationals, so far till yesterday, we have registered 1,414 Pakistani nationals. And we have issued them passes, out passes, and we have extended their passports with the advice to complete all the formalities, register themselves, and leave after 7 days when they complete the registration process.
Your Excellency, thank you so much for the details. And talking about the teams, so the teams have been deployed in the several governorates just to inform or educate Pakistani nationals living in each governorate about the procedure of leaving the country?
The purpose of these teams is to help them in registration, one, and secondly, to issue them out passes right at their doorsteps. And I have also made the passports even which have been expired 2 years or 3 years or 1 year. We will extend those passports, enabling all Pakistani workers to go back to Pakistan smoothly.
Your Excellency, talking about the outpass, we have a live question here right now from Mr. Rashid Khan asking about outpass. How long does the procedure take and what are the conditions for outpass?
Generally, we issue outpass in the same day. We don't delay. If somebody is visiting in the morning, we register them. We take their data through our specialized desks established in the embassy, where they submit their documents, 2 photographs. They submit their ID, copy of the ID card, copy of their passport, and other related documents at our registration desk. Once the registration is complete, in the afternoon, the outpasses is handed over to the applicant.
Thank you, Your Excellency. So now talking about this general amnesty that has been provided by the Ministry of Labor in the country, how has the response been so far among the Pakistani national community in the Sultanate?
It has been deeply appreciated, not by the community, but in the embassy, and the government has also deeply appreciated the steps announced by the government of Oman, helping out the expats who have lived here without paying any fines. So the community is much obliged and they are really looking forward to avail this opportunity. I have been also advising my expat workers here residing in various parts of the Sultanate to avail this facility, because this is announced up to a certain time frame, 31st December. And another thing which I wanted to convey to my community through this team channel, that we are working 7 days a week now. We are not closing the embassy on the weekends like Friday and Saturday. We are working 7 days a week to provide maximum help and assistance to our expat community members in Oman.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. I know that the Pakistan Embassy has been working round the clock, and you just mentioned that you all are open 7 days a week. I was just going to point that out, that you told me that because to help the Pakistani nationals living in the country, the embassy will be open 7 days a week, round the clock, to help them process their request and help them exit the country and go back to Pakistan. Now, talking about the figures that you just provided, Your Excellency, you said 1,414 Pakistani nationals in the Sultanate have registered to go back. Do you see that the number is going to stay constant? Is it going to increase? Do you see more Pakistanis leaving the Sultanate by the end of this year?
I would say the maximum people have already left the country. We are expecting some few numbers. During the first week, I think maximum people reached out to us. And with the announcement that my team will be visiting various parts of the country, we expect that there might be some people waiting for the council services to be acquired in those areas. So more or less, maybe the number will remain the same during this general amnesty.
Right. Your Excellency, we are getting a few more live questions. If you don't mind, I would like to ask a few.
Please.
Okay, so one is from Amar Bhanji. He's asking how we get the approval and how we can travel. I think you've already discussed this earlier on the show today with us. And we'll just have... Yes.
Just to repeat myself, this is the registration process. Once they register through stepwise, even I have enlisted in Urdu, the national language. They complete their registration and they can take the outpass from the embassy, or they get renewed their passport. They need to have a confirmed ticket and the PCR test. Once they have the document complete, they can go to the registration office at the airport after the registration. Generally, once the applicants register themselves on the Ministry of Labour or website, they get the notification. So once they receive the notification and confirmation, they can proceed for their departure.
Thank you, sir. We had another question from Mr. Rashid Khan. He was asking when exactly we'll get the approval, but you just mentioned that once you have registered, it will come within the same day from the embassy.
Yes.
Right. Sir, there is another request from Noor Fatma. She's asking that if you, like at the Embassy of Pakistan, can arrange more flights to Pakistan in the coming days.
This time we have 21 flights per week. We have 11 flights from Pakistan International Airlines, Salam Air and Oman Air. So in total, there are 21 flights being operating on weekly basis. So according to my information, I've checked from airlines, they have enough space. The special flights, there's no need for arranging more special flights. The workload is okay. I think we are good to go on 21 flights per week.
Right, sir. And she's also asking if in future the ticket prices are going to go down, because currently she said that the prices are a bit too high.
This depends on the airline. But our suggestion to the airline, Pakistan International Airline Management, I've raised this issue that because of the COVID situation, the people have lost jobs, and we might announce after consulting Pakistan International Airline Management. If there is any such announcement, I will come through social media, and my embassy will make the announcement for the fare between Pakistan and Oman.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Now, talking on the topic of flights, and you just mentioned that there are 21 weekly flights to Pakistan through Pakistan International Airlines, Salam Air and Oman Air. Are the repatriation flights still in operation, Your Excellency?
No, we have suspended these repatriation flights. Let me tell you, we have operated 84 special flights, 77 flights from Muscat, and 7 flights from. So this was done through the assistance provided by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Government of Oman. We deeply appreciate and offer our gratitude for assistance. But since now normal operation have started, so there are no repatriation flights between Pakistan and Oman.
Your Excellency, is there any expectation of more flights, more cities, flights to the Pakistan in any future? Because right now, Lahore, Islamabad and Karachi are expecting flights. But in future, are there more cities like Sialkot, Multan, Peshawar that can expect more flights coming in?
Currently, we are flying on the Sialkot sector also in Multan. And the PIA, we are trying to convince Pakistan International Airlines Management to operate their flight on Muscat Karachi sector. So hopefully in near future we might operate on Muscat Karachi sector.
I can see by looking at the response that a lot of people are wishing to fly to Pakistan. I think the COVID-19 situation has driven everyone a bit crazy in the country because, you know, the distance from the family is, everybody is wanting to go visit their family.
Very true. This COVID situation has deeply affected our community in Oman. In fact, it has badly affected the entire expat population, and we offer our deep appreciation of the government of Oman for helping out the expat community at this critical time by providing general amnesty, by helping out in the health sectors. This is a commendable steps taken by the government.
Right. Sir, there are more questions coming in from Mr. Rashid Khan. He's saying that he has sent the approval. It has been 9 days, so he's really hoping that if you could help him get the approval because he wants to travel to Pakistan. And also that Salalah, he wants to know people in Salalah. You said the team will be deployed. People are wanting help in Salalah to register and apply for Outpass too.
On commenting on the first part of the question, we are in regular contact with the Ministry of Labour regarding the approval of those Pakistani nationals who have registered through the online. So hopefully all the nationals who have registered with the Ministry of Labour and Manpower, they'll be getting notifications soon. Secondly, from the Salalah, we are, as I already said, we will have a consular team visiting Salalah for 3 days, 27, 28, 29 November. They will be working 3 full days in Salalah to help out our community living in the far region.
Yes, sir, this Salalah resident is actually asking that if he can fly to Pakistan from Salalah directly or does he has to come to Muscat?
Depends on the passenger load. Currently, we don't have any flight, a special flight from Salalah, but if we have enough passenger load, we can operate a special flight on the sector Salalah, Lahore or Salalah, Islamabad.
So what I understand, Your Excellency, that special flights depends on the passenger load, if I'm not wrong.
That's right.
Okay. So, you know, Your Excellency, it would be not fair not to touch upon the 50th National Day since you're here joining us on the live show and we're still celebrating the 50th National Renaissance Day in the Sultanate in the month of November. And I happen to know that Pakistan Embassy had a very successful webinar on this special occasion. Could you tell us a little about it?
TTV team, this was a special occasion for my community and the mission in Oman. In order to pay our tribute to 50th National Day of Oman, we organized a webinar, which was addressed by the Chairman Senate of Pakistan, His Excellency Muhammad Sadiq Sajjani. The other worthy speakers included Mr. Muhammad Pahlavi, Member Majlis Dora, and Undersecretary Ministry of Religious Affairs, and myself. We paid a rich tribute to National Day of Oman. This program webinar was online, which was attended by hundreds of expats, Pakistani community members, and our Omani friends. This was our humble endeavor to join our Omani brothers and sisters in their 50th National Day celebrations. So through TTV, once again, I wish our viewers and His Majesty and the government functionaries happy 50th National Day, and I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring more progress, prosperity and development to this beautiful country.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for joining us today on this Outline episode. It was a pleasure to have you again, and thank you so much for answering all the questions. We are unfortunately still getting questions from all the viewers right now. I'm not sure that you still have time to answer a few, but I can always send it your way through your email address and through the embassy email address.
Thank you, TV team, giving me this opportunity to share some thoughts about general amnesty and the efforts undertaken by the mission. I'm available through email, through Facebook, through telephone calls. If there's anything which I can reach out to my community, it will be a great honor. Thank you, TTV team.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, once again. It's time for us to take a quick commercial break, but stay tuned as we have more updates coming your way from our international desk.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Outline. And now from International Desk. The Australian state of Victoria saw restrictions eased over the COVID-19 pandemic as it has remained case-free for more than 3 weeks. Victoria, the epicenter of Australia's second wave of coronavirus infections, recorded its 24th straight day of zero new COVID-19 cases and deaths on Monday, with only one active case left as far restriction eased in the state. 3 months ago, Victoria had 4,293 active cases. Today we have one, Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews said while announcing a series of changes on Sunday. From Monday, Victorians were able to host up to 15 visitors to their homes per day, and the limit on outdoor gatherings eased to allow 50 people. Restaurants, cafes, bars were allowed to host up to 300 patrons, including a maximum of 150 people indoors, as long as the 4 square meter rule is maintained. Weddings, funerals, and indoor religious ceremonies also had their attendance caps increased to 150 people, as did cinemas, galleries, and museums. Community sports resumed and wearing masks was no longer mandatory outside if physically distancing can be maintained. Victorians will be able to have up to 30 visitors to their home per day from December 13th, and 25% of staff will return to workplaces from November 30th. Moreover, from Monday, Victorians could travel freely to the state of New South Wales without quarantine, the first time in more than 4 months. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Sunday said the climate change must be fought not in silos, but in an integrated, comprehensive and holistic way. Modi made the comments while addressing G20 Riyadh Summit side event Safeguarding the Planet. He said that today we are focused on saving our citizens and economies from the effects of the global pandemic. Equally important is to keep our focus on fighting climate change. Climate change must be fought not in silos, but in an integrated, comprehensive and holistic way. The Indian Prime Minister said, inspired by the traditional ethos of living in harmony with the environment and the commitment of his government, India has adopted low-carbon and climate-resilient development practices. Modi said India aims to restore 26 million hectares of degraded land by 2030 and encouraging a circular economy. India is making next-generation infrastructure such as metro networks, waterways, and more. In addition to convenience and efficiency, they will also contribute to a cleaner environment, Modi said. Modi also added that the International Solar Alliance was among the fastest-growing international organizations with 88 signatories. This year, G20 summit was convened by Saudi Arabia. The summit was conducted in a virtual format in view of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. It's time for a quick commercial break, but stay tuned for more updates from our sports desk.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Outline. Now from our sports desk. International Chess Academy of Oman defeated French team of Saint-Ouen. The students of the International Chess Academy of Oman, known as ICAO, displayed an amazing performance with a win over the French team of Saint-Ouen. The Omani team scored 158 points to 90 points for the French team. The match was played online on the world-famous chess platform, which is hosting weekly millions of games. The competition was played on Saturday, November 21st, between which saw the participation of 36 players from both the teams. Ibrahim Rao took the first place in the competition, followed by Aida, who took second place, and Shlok came third. All the players are students of International Master Ismail Karim, who's coaching at the International Chess Academy of Oman since the creation of the entity in 2013. Karim has coached the national team of Oman in 2 chess Olympiads, Norway 2014 and Georgia 2018. Omani talent Ayub Al-Riyami, who is only 7 years old, managed to take the 12th place with a score of 6 out of 10. With a dominating win over Leicester City, Liverpool on Monday set a new club record for their longest unbeaten streak at home. The 3-0 victory over Leicester City means Liverpool have now gone 64 Premier League games without defeat at home. This Reds team have now moved clear of the previous best of 63 successive league matches without a loss at Enfield under Bob Paisley between 1978 and 1981. The reigning champions have won 53 and drawn 11 of those 64 games, scoring 169 goals and conceding 42 for a total of 170 points. During the match, Johnny Evans scored an own goal in the 21st minute, handing Liverpool a 1-0 lead. Diogo Jota and Roberto Firmino then netted 1 goal, each in the 41st minute and 86th minute respectively, to guide their side to an impressive win. Liverpool will now take on Atlanta in the Champions League on November 26th. With this news, we have come to the end of the episode for today. Stay tuned for more latest updates and news your way, as we'll be coming back next week at 2 p.m. Keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.